not here. Okay. Kidding me though.
All right. Well, hello everyone. Yeah, this is a very quick draw stream. Didn't know it was coming, but now we are here starting it off. And appreciate these teams, Wurst and Carbon, for waiting by the by. On this shot, flying by, Angelic Sniper. Yeah, that was about the most abrupt beginning to a stream I think I've ever done. Actually, no, there was one other. Well, it's been an interesting night. There have been some things. There's been some stuff. But I'm back. We're back. We're back with the stream. We're going to roll with it. Keep rolling with it. Yeah, we are back. That's right. I have no idea what's happened. But you know what? We've got a new game. That's what matters, right? So, yeah, Wurst. We've got Carbon. Happy to get them back here on stream. We've seen Wurst somewhat recently, about a week ago or so. For Carbon, it's been a little while. Another one of those teams, unfortunately, that I've been saying it all day long, like trying to stream all the teams that I can and get a good look at them week to week. But, so many players. So I'm happy to see Carbon here making their return on the stream as Big Bot swings around the post, getting started here. And just, yeah, thank you to the players for waiting. Although, again, just bears mentioning, definitely not required by any stretch. Don't want to keep you guys on if you have to go and start. Just so you guys know. But being that you did wait, happy to stream you guys, of course, and glad to see them back. Glad to see people back on the Twitch chat. We see Venus and Wines and Shakiri. So people staying through all the issues regardless. Gonna make me cry, give me some tissues. Harmless, though, as that bounces off the pole. And it's going back to the midfield here, going to be taken, grabbed by Tickle Britches, the man with the name. And that is the best part of this game, perhaps, is just the name Tickle Britches. No, just kidding. There's a lot of great parts about Echo, and right now, trying to find their first points, it's going to be Wurst, sending it through the midline. A lot of stacks unfolding here, going to the wedge, and going to snag it right out of the bottom. Now going for a shot maybe off the backboard, going to be a tough one. Diving in, a few different players from either side, and being taken at the wedge. Now Fiji, just going to be stunned out there, cleaned up. Like a squeegee. I'm pretty sure I went to that last time I streamed them, but I can't help it. That's such a fun one to make. Nonetheless, I'll find a different way to go. Knocked off the equilibrium. Call it the Fiji Equinox. There we go. Nonetheless, going to be snagged out here by Blue. Side of Carbon. Carbon trying to find that side pass to the pole, but that's going to bounce right back into the midfield now a few different times. Awaiting the return of Fish Go Swim. Now, from what I do recall in the last time I've streamed them, it was Fish Go Swim with some heroics in that match. Now, like I said, I know sometimes the matches after casting dozens each week, oftentimes, they'll kind of become mashed potatoes in my old noggin. But from what I recall, last time I streamed Wurst, there were some heroics by Fish Go Swim, game winner, OT, something of the sort. All I know is Fish was a hero. And it's not very often you get to see heroic Fish. Don't know where I was going with that. I'm all off my Equinox now. Anyways, over here it's going to be taken at the bottom of the ramp by Bowzerk, but getting stunned. Kind of buzzerk there was Tickle Britches, stunning the hems right off the pants. As Fiji Equinox gets the disc back, and back by the rad logo, you can see the stack over there for Carbon. Approaching and being aggressive, and actually might cause a turnover here. So let's see. It's a Big Bot with that disc, slinging it off to the cloud, but well-positioned was Fiji. Always mentioning if you cover off left, right, and center, which you can see, boom, right, center, left. Every side of the arena gives you a good chance at getting those rebounds, at getting those failed passes and failed clears. So great positioning here from Wurst. But now some great stacks coming in. Look at that. Several different regrabs all coming in hot from Carbon. Eventually they're going to get the disc with a chance at the open goal, and it will go. There is 4 points. Roger Wilco. Man, 4 points there. Carbon looking great on that. See Snaz does in the chat, as well as Most Croissant. We have Kaladin and Venus, and I think that about covers it. Kaladin saying that was an experience. Thanks for casting, Palidore. Oh, you're welcome. It was definitely an experience. All the matches today across both channels, from what I understand, have been an experience. I've seen some interesting things in the very few moments I've been able to go to the Discords. That said, No Discord here, just casting fun, entertainment. Let's see, going in to proclaim a goal. Nope, fish goes swim, fish goes stunned. And trying to go for maybe a rebound here on this attempt. Fish, more stuns. That's just a very violent fish. You hear of Fisherman, what about Fisher Fish? Going for a lot of those brawls. At the moment, though, spreading the floor out once again. I really like the positioning here from Wurst. Wurst going up high to Fish, and Fish another narrow miss, followed by a rebound, an attempted headbutt by Fiji. I like the idea, even though it didn't work out. And if nothing else, they are persistent. You got to give them that. So here we go. Gonna slide and float right back, actually, to Fiji's hands. So just beyond the momentum of the Carbon there. Unable to reach that disc with too much efficacy. Got to be careful with those multi-syllable words. At this point in the cast, I've been casting so long this afternoon and evening, the tongue ties are going to be very, very real. But like I said, wouldn't pass up casting a team here who waited for me and who I haven't casted in a while. So happy to do so as we go to the opposite end of the floor. A lot of exchanges of possession, hot potato unfolding. Kind of late to make that comparison, though, since we just got sort of done with that game with Baked. Then we could have called for baked potato passes, but nope. Just hot potato. As Jay Devlin trying for that midline clear, or shot rather, through the mail slot. Trying to get fancy with it. And now grabbing it, or trying to at the very least, but unable to wrangle it. Carbon on the sidewall with some options, but cut off nicely. Great grab by Fish, and another one of those headbutts just to maybe guarantee themselves a chance at getting that disc back. So using their heads in more ways than one. As Tickle Britches finds the deep pass. Now trying to get past that defense. Oh, Fiji couldn't complete the save. And that will be a shot. As a result, 6 points. Now at the very least, I believe turn that into a 2-pointer. So doing something productive with that. But yeah, unfortunately not able to get that to go. And it's tough. It's tough, I know. Fish goes swim here, going now for that pass deep down. Nice rollout. Pretty effective, pretty efficient. And, oh, the shot almost magnificent, but off the backboard. It's going to be slung now. Tapped out to the midfield. Now taken here by Kitty Stub. Kitty Stub going up high. And now trying to meet. Was that on purpose? Hold on a second. The great save from Tickle Britches. That one made me hold my breath. Was that just a... I can't tell if that was lost tracking or just the... best no-look pass that I've ever seen. Nonetheless, whatever it was, it's going to be collected here off the wall. Bowzerk going up to Fiji. Fiji now trying to find that clear play through the goal, but just going to be cut off again. Really tough goings here, trying to find the rim. Now that said, Bowzerk another chance, a great pass, tough catch, tough goal again. Oh my goodness, this is just back and forth. Nothing is going. A lot of great looks, and yet no conversions. So trying to put it together here with the collection, it's Bowzerk. I mean, you got to like the persistence, you got to like the speed to really get back on the stacks and find that disc again. But, you know, with less than 2 minutes left in this round, we want to see him score here soon for Wurst. Otherwise, it's not going to be all too great of an odds for them to make a comeback. But again, first round here, still. Tickle Britches now is going to find that disc at the midfield. Another one of those deep passes, so that's the second or third time we've seen it. And it's going to get the similar results. Jay Devlin receiving a pass from Tickle Britches from way deep down, maybe 40 meters out or so. And that just results in the beautiful goal. Open goal at that. Nicely done there on the behalf of a Carbon. And yeah, 8 points, still holding down the side of Wurst to 0 points. Now, will that last for much longer? We'll see. I mean, Wurst has impressed in the very recent history, and oh, looking strong on this one. There we go. Oh, another goal just denied, however. It was looking like a 2-on-1, maybe 3-on-1, but then the defense did get back, and the goal was kind of dinged there. They're still going to get another chance. It's Bowzerk trying to find that crossover there. Almost like Joker train unfolding momentarily. Now they have some options, perhaps trying to go for the backboard play, but no, Tickle Britches! I don't know what's going on, but I like it. It's crazy. Leaving them in a daze was Tickle with yet another great grab. I mean, holding them down. They have 30 more seconds. Now see if they can make some more plays, but that's just going to graze off that barrier and then back towards Jay Devlin. I gotta say, Thursday night as a whole, this is Thursday, right? It's been crazy. Anchoring down, but not finding any results quite yet. Another chance here. Fish Go Swim is just gonna punch out Angelic Sniper. Never punch an angel. That is just rude. Oh, Tickle Britches. He is rude, and he is in a goalkeeping mood. Another save. Another clear. 5 seconds left. Could they be finding one last goal? Oh, no. Headbutted out. What a wild round that was. I don't even know what to say or think, so I'm just probably going to be silent for about 20 seconds here as I get the scores in and just think about what I've done. Okay, I think I've recovered. I've got hydrated. I've calmed it down. That was ridiculous. Now, they got a lot of attempts. There were a few dings in there towards that last minute or two possession. But Tickle Britches, what's gotten into him? Doing some nasty work on the goalkeeping end. Just pitting it back and forth. And all these shot attempts, I mean, the ones that would have been on the dot, Tickle just said no. Tickle putting them in. Quite the pickle. Of course, shout out to Tickle Rick, one of the rostered members on Carbon. Not playing at the moment, but the son, I do believe, of Tickle Britches. Either that or they're really playing the long con very well, if I'm wrong. Nonetheless, all right. Very, very entertaining. And some big plays being shown on the side of Carbon there. Wurst, I mean, they showed some good things, don't get me wrong, but just unable to get those scores off. Kind of in an off rhythm, no doubt. Largely pressured by that tremendous defense that we were seeing there from Carbon. But they're going to see if they can get it going here. Fish Go Swim with another stun. Definitely loves himself some brawls. All right, now loving that disc. It's grabbing it again. Fish Go Swim, trying to juke around, almost juked the cameraman. But no, it's right over on the pass to Kitty Stub. Now Kitty waiting for the teammates to arrive and position out so very nicely. Again, I mean, position-wise, Wurst has been doing a great job. They've been prioritizing the right ideas, but just kind of being stunned out. And look at that, snagged out by Tickle again. Now I think that might have been a ding either or, but regardless, I mean, his instincts on the defensive end, he's been just turns around and he pins off that disc every single time without fail, it seems like. So regardless if that was in or not, I'm just impressed by the reflexes being shown here. As that's going to go for maybe a rebounded goal. Fish Goes Swim. Fish goes flying. And they get the 2 points finally after about 11 minutes of play across these 2 rounds so far. So how about that? All right. Oh, good. Good. I see Twitch chat has gone back to the Pally Dad and Pally Father discussion. No, it's Pally Father now. Now, I'm trying not to jinx it because last time I went there is when my internet cut off. That said, cutting him off and cutting it down, Jay Devlin brings it back to a tie-up, 2 apiece. And 9 seconds into the joust. Talk about efficiency. But yes. See, Pally Dad, I don't know how to manage that. That gets awkward to talk about. I'm not sure whether to thank you or send you to your room or to say stop it or keep it going. No, but Pally Father, I can get away with that. That sounds professional. Right here, though, looking like the Godfather. Oh, my goodness. Now, he is fathering a lot of these. I'm not even going to go there. He's getting a lot of saves is what I'm just getting at here. My goodness, Tickle Britches has drank his Gatorade. He's drank his, sorry, it's not Gatorade anymore. What's the one that you guys always talk about? Gamer Juice. That's not the one. I don't know. Inform me, chat. You know the one I mean. I'm showing my boomer suddenly. Over here, it's going to be off that backboard. I have a chance maybe. Up high, it's going to be taking G Fuel. That's the one. Well, feeling themselves. Another save. What is happening here? This time, Angelic Sniper. I can't understand the level of defense I'm seeing. It seems like every single attempt is snagged by someone from the side of Carbon. Man, they talk about Carbon Fiber. They ate their fiber because they are just doing the job. That said, off the head, it's Fiji Equinox. And unfortunately, that's going to be a score on that drive-in. 4 points to Carbon, 2 to Wurst. I feel like I've transcended the streams today. I've changed dimensions here. There's so much craziness going on. I don't really understand anymore. I'm just going with the flow. At the moment, needless to say, in a great defensive flow. Maybe I just jinxed it. No, I didn't. No, he didn't. Carbon's about to break me. What is with these grabs? Ridiculous. All right, so again, the tremendous defense continuing to be a thing. Every single time. Anyway, speechless, but Angelic Sniper getting that through. The good thing here for Wurst's side is despite the fact that all these shots are being saved, they're only down by 2 points. That is actually a tremendous thing for them. And that's something that they do have to build off of because you can recognize that, okay, well, you know what? Our offense hasn't worked so far. Their defense has been way above what you would expect from any team in general. Not very often you see at any level that many consistent snags and saves from the same end of the floor. I mean, again, there you go. Fish Go Swim gets the 3. And that is exactly what I was talking about. It's kind of batting well above average and not taking anything away from Carbon because their defense is tremendous. But in terms of that many saves, you figure, can that actually last for a full 20 minutes? Most cases, no. So for the side of Wurst, if you just stick mentally in it and say, okay, we were only down by a couple points there, we're kind of weathering this storm. If we just keep sticking to our game plan and keep looking for some good passes and some good shot percentages, we should still be okay in the long term. And they were. That's why they're up by 1 point now. So nice job by Wurst sticking together. But a good pass here going off the backboard. Oh, and look at that. Giving them some of the Carbon right back. This time it's a save on the side of Wurst. And they're going to get the clear. And that's going to sail into the bubble. And now maybe a turnaround in the second round, depending on what happens here. There's the stacks. There's a shot. There's the hot 3-point hit. It's a 4-point lead for Wurst. I don't know what's happening, but I love this game right now. Supremely entertaining across both rounds. Needless to say, I mean, look, just mirroring each other now. I mean, with the saves, the clears, the boosts, the shots. That's a little bit of everything on the palette being shown from Wurst. And they're a team, if anyone, they better have a good palette because, well, they're the best. They're the worst. You know what? It's the best of times, it's the worst of times. It's a 2-point game here with still plenty of time for either team to take this away. I'm really desperately hoping for a third round, especially after the craziness of the last streams, these last couple hours. Some of it in very good ways, some of it in very confusing and iffy ways. But I would love to finish this one out here tonight, with a just 3-round, barn burner of a match. It'd be great. So far, providing some entertaining highlights. And actually, just as I say that, I'm remembering I have OCE match in a couple hours, so never mind. But over here, it's going to be taken outside the bubble by Devlin. Now, Jay Devlin driving this one in, tapping out the pole. Oh, clever maneuvering, but look at the save now from Fiji. Throwing it all the way to Fiji, and that is out of here. So that's going to go near the goal as well, dangerously. These teams are super ridiculous on their defense at the moment. We're seeing some very impressive snags off of those shots at every opportunity now. First, it was really Carbon all the way, but now the last 2 or 3 opportunities, it seems like Wurst is starting to pile on the defense. And yeah, I'm thoroughly entertained, thoroughly impressed. That's going to be a deep shot attempt. Now that, one of the more bold ones, although given the craziness I've seen today, I wouldn't have been surprised if that one somehow went in anyways. Nonetheless, it won't, and Jay Devlin's going to take that disc and just scan in front and behind and to the side. Oh, the ankle breaker gets it over there to the midline reset. That was dirty, and that's just going to be intercepted, though, from Kitty Stubb. Now, I do like how in Echo VR, Echo Arena, you know how in basketball you say an ankle breaker play, that's kind of where the player with the ball, they do the little crossover move to kind of juke out a defender as a walk-in goal goes for Bowser. I like how in Echo Arena, it's almost a reverse of that. The ankle breaker is when you stop your momentum completely. You just use the brakes and you hard stop, and then that breaks the ankles of the defender. A very interesting dichotomy. Is that the word? I don't know. It's a big one, though, so I used it. Anyway, it's a very interesting observation, though, to see how it's still an ankle breaker, but it's with no movement. Funny how that works. Right now, though, making it work, it's Wurst. on the defense again. There you go. Called it in advance, and it still worked out. No commentators curse right now. They are just cursing all the way up and down the floor because right now they are flowing on the defense, flowing on the offense, and trying to go for that third round closeout if they can. Right now in round 2, but definitely not looking to be swept here if you're on the side of Wurst. And if this pace continues, I mean, we'll see. We could be eyeing it. That said, it's going to be wound around the pole and then off on the ding. So trying to paint that corner, just not quite precise enough, but you can see the idea they're going for. And that's the problem when you're dealing with such strong defense inside the goal. It really forces offensive players to prioritize as they're going to get the flyby recovery goal for Devlin. But when you're going against good goalies, it really forces the offensive player when they're driving next time. They're always thinking about it now. You know, I don't want this shot to be saved, so I better paint the corners. I better hit the feet or hit the, outer reach of the goalkeeper. So that's really the dangers of having so many great defensive plays. It makes you think a little bit extra every time you dive into the goal. Now that said, this headbutt rollout going the favor of, it looks like Fish goes swim. Eventually, Fish with a stun, very bold, gonna roll around, go all the way to town from the deep blue sea. And he did see the goal, and they've got themselves the 4-point lead and planting that seed indeed for the round 3. I've lost control of this stream. It is an amazing match so far, and an incredible comeback from Wurst after being shut out in round 1. I mean, 8-0 to come back and have the 4-point lead here, 12-8. Very nice turnaround. Very nice indeed. Now going for one more shot attempt there, Jay Devlin. I really hope I didn't speak too soon. It's going to be a 2-point game. Almost no time left. Basically, I think the fastest goal that you could get that I've seen is maybe like 4 seconds. If you're super fast, maybe 3 using multi-man PE joust or something, but yeah, there you go. Now that said, that honestly still could have been actually super dangerous. Now imagine if they had a second stack here intercepting that. That goal was open. Just want to point that out. Nonetheless, it didn't cause any trouble, any harm. It's going to be a third round. How about that? 12-10 in the big return. Worth the wait. I'm very glad that these two teams waited to be streamed. Almost a whole half hour. So, well worth the wait, clearly. Because we're going into a third round and what was an exciting round with an unbelievable amount of highlight plays, defensively especially. You can see them right there. You'll see many more over the next minute, I'm sure. Ridiculous. In any case, I see Technical Rex in there calling out the Dusty. Yep, there was the Dusty indeed. What was the most saves made in one game that I've seen in Season 2? Season 2. Maybe 8 or 9. The most I've seen across all seasons has been, I want to say 12 or 13-ish. Middleman 82 over in Europe. He plays on Quackheads. Ridiculously good goalie. And he's had, I think, 2 or 3 games where he's scored, or he's had around 10 saves or more. One of our casters, Sputnik Cobra, he's had in the preseason, I believe, he had himself a game with 10-plus saves. There's a couple players I've seen with that, but it's a very rare thing. As far as Season 2, I'm not sure that I've seen a game with more than 10 saves. I'm pretty sure I've seen 9 saves. But definitely, anytime you can get above 5 for that matter, I mean, that's a phenomenal number, you know? In any case, all right, here we go. Fish Go Swim, round 3 is underway. For Wurst, going over there with a disc, just maneuvering all around, definitely in his element. You can see, I mean, it's not water. In fact, this is the opposite of water, really. This is outer space, man, but Fish, just the same, all in his element. And they are going elemental, trying to close out this series as we start this third round. See Bowzerk here on the shoulder has some options for Fish. Fish trying to duck beneath, going to be stunned out instead. And now that's a sling to the opposite side, but see no one there on the left lane. So remember earlier when I was talking about how it's important to cover every lane? That's why. Now they still get the disc back. But see, had they had someone covering that lane at every opportunity, those missed plays, much easier to get those rebounds, much easier to get the interception. Because if you think about it, the other team will usually still have a player in goal at all times. So you can basically afford to have a player in each lane and just spread the floor, spread that offense, and make sure that you have a way to solve for your mistakes. Even if you miss a throw, you miss a shot, you miss a pass, whatever. As long as you're on every side of the floor, as an offense, you're going to get a lot of rebounds, oftentimes. Not every time. Now, it will also depend on how the defense plays it and how they react. Not a universal thing, but just generally speaking, you'll notice that from a lot of teams. Positioning matters heavily, heavily, heavily. Now, that said, Tickle Britches here with that disc. And that's going to be slung over to the side, taken over by a Fish Go Swim, and right back through the tunnel once again. A lot of back and forth once more. Is going to bounce off that back wall and into Jay Devlin's hands. So more exchanges of possession back and forth. And then CP Wine saying, pretty sure last game was 3 seconds. Yeah, that sounds about right if you're talking about how fast you can score on a joust. Pretty sure about 3 to 4 seconds is the fastest I've personally seen. I think I recall the one you're talking about because it was so fast that the UI didn't even appear. But yeah, off that one, it'll be Tickle Britches. One of the easier grabs he'll have all day. He's had a lot of incredible ones. Fiji Equinox, though, sending a soft pass down over and off that backboard. Almost dangerous going for that backboard play because it seems like Tickle Britches has just been nabbing those at a very high rate of fire. Or I guess, more appropriately, extinguishing those at a high rate on the fire? I don't know. Whatever the case was. Tickle Britches has been pretty on point, but that's a nice shot off the backboard nonetheless. And they're going to get that disc and clever little roll up there off that bottom. Kind of similar to the Orbit or one of the wireless jousts as well. Going for another score. Maybe there's less than 7 minutes left. So, I mean, still plenty of time. That is a say. Oh, there's another one of the literal ankle breakers hitting the brakes, but maybe 2 times too many. He tried it a couple times, tried to duck through. That's just going to cause a turnover now, and a good boost being had by Carbon, seeing if they can knock it loose for the 2 just in the inner edge of that bubble. So won't find a 3-point shot, but that's okay. They're still going to tie it up here with 6:30 remaining in round 3. Very interesting match, the pacing. Again, round 1 was 8-0 favoring Carbon. Round 2 was 12-10 favoring Wurst. Then round 3, as we start approaching the halfway point soon, only 2-2. So really diverse matches you're seeing round to round here. So I'm really not sure what to expect for the last 5 minutes. It can suddenly turn into a 20-point scoring effort between these two teams. It could end 4-2. I have no idea at this point. But I am very entertained right now. Going for a shot off the backboard twice. Going to the well again, and very well done indeed. Working out now, and maybe the law of averages starting to come into play here in terms of being able to save those shots, because mighty efforts have been shown by Carbon, but you got to figure. I asked a little earlier on, can you sustain that for 20 minutes or 30 minutes? It's very, very tough. All right, so that's it. A launch out here with a 2-point lead. Wurst in loose control of the points, that is. But trying to tie it up once again with just a walk and goal. Oh, look at the denial there. Trying to go for the jam. But instead, being grabbed out and just smothered with that dive defense. Very, very nice. And now Jay Devlin recovering and sending a deep one that's just taken back by Kitty Stub. Kitty Stub avoiding being stunned out here, but throwing it, unfortunately, to the intercepted hands of Big Bot. Big Bot will attempt a throw, maybe trying to hit Angelic on the reception, but unable to find that. Now trying to look for some boost as well. Good recognition here. The comms, obviously, a very strong point for Carbon. Kind of knowing where to send it immediately. And now sending it up high. There you go again. So skying for it, but snagging it again. Fish Go Swim. He has been impressing on the defensive end as well with some of these dives. And as a result, they might find themselves the goal here. Let's see. It's a 3. Fish goes again. 7-2, favoring Wurst. The biggest criminal part of this whole thing is that there's only been hovering around 20 people watching this, which I know we have had games going on Channel 1, but there should be more eyes on this one here on Channel 2, because this is one heck of a way to kind of finish out the American matches for the night on stream. Thoroughly entertained. 10 out of 10. Would do it all again, even with all the chaos earlier on. In any case, snagging it out of there is Bowser going to tap it up beautifully to Fish. Now Fish with the disc, trying to avoid the defense there, but you can see playing that inverted game, makes it tough. Of course, trying to invert right with him and meet him on the ceiling was the defense for Carbon. So, all the same, it's going to be Carbon back on the defensive end as Wurst takes a disc over, going to bounce it around to bait the defense. Uh-oh, but you don't want to debate too hard and lose the disc to a misplay like that. That was going to be, looks like, turnover going to be had here. So, definitely a good idea to bait. Not a good idea to tempt fate, though, by holding on to it too long. We'll be right back to Fish's hands, but not for too long, or I guess Fish's fins. It's Fish trying to find the finish to this round. Strong. But at the moment, indeed, anytime Wurst gets the disc, it will be in their best benefit to stall as much as they can, or at least drag out the clock a little bit, 20 seconds here, 20 seconds there. That will make a huge difference in the final 3 minutes. Now, especially with a goal here, walking it in, it's Bowser. Trying to take a bow as this round comes to a close in the near future. We'll see. It's looking tough here for Carbon. They're down by 7 points. They can certainly make a comeback, but just based on the fact that seems like Wurst is looking to play that stall game, that's going to really not be good for the side of Carbon, because even if Carbon gets some fast goals here, they're still going to have to deal with these stalls for the last 2.5 minutes from the side of Wurst. So they need to act fast, and they need to act aggressive when it comes to the defense. So here it goes. Big Bot with the disc, going to approach and send a pass over to the backboard, just rolling right on out, unfortunately, to the side panel. Over there on the stun and the steal, it's Fish yet again. I mean, really on top of things in the defensive end, and here you go. Trying not to rush too much, baiting in the defense if they can. That said, being kind of baited into that long heave, no one really there to receive it. And Tickle Britches, trying to just find an angle that won't get intercepted, so a few throw fakes before finding the slap clear from Fiji. Interesting decision there. It will get back to Big Bot, though, and now trying to defend it, and they won't. So 9-4. Jay Devlin getting that score, brings it to a 5-point match here in the third round. Not out of reach yet, but it's inching its way there second by second. We'll see what happens. All right, so on the rollout, Fish being stunned by Big Bot on a very fast joust. That's exactly what they needed to do for Carbon. So good work there, playing aggressively and not letting them be comfortable. All right, so big turnover here. If they can hit a shot off of this would be massive for their efforts. Absolutely massive on the shot, and it is, in fact, in. A whirlpool being swirled in here in the last minute of play. It's a 2-point game. Carbon staying alive. All right, so if they can do this again, I mean, I've seen crazier things in the last 20 minutes for that matter. So there's the defense. They're going to have to act quick, and they do. But acting controlled is Kitty Stub and co. Not for too long. It's Angelic Sniper. All right, here we go. It's less than 30 seconds left. A passing play to Jay Devlin. They can tie. They can take a lead with any play here. But no, leading him off, and it's taking it out. That was Kitty Stub. A big grab. Even bigger, though, whoever gets this first. Now that clear might just do it. And indeed, so it had a big chance for Carbon to maybe come back with one last stack and one Hail Mary heave. But the time is just about out. So needs to throw it immediately and just hope. Cross the fingers. Cross it over. Will not reach the mark. And that is the game. The set, the match. And like a match, boy, that was fire. Fun match, fun 3 rounds, but it will end in the 2-point victory in the third round here for the side of Wurst. Once again, bringing their best to the table. But Carbon, just the same, I mean, wow. That was a stellar game, and that was some unbelievable highlights. Thoroughly impressed. The amount of defensive plays, just insane. And the ability, for that matter, for Wurst to go 0-8, score no points in the first round, and then come back and reverse sweep like that. That's as impressive as anything. Phenomenal game. I love what I saw there from these teams, giving me much more reason. Not that there wasn't before, but I mean, next time I see Wurst and Carbon, this is the problems I deal with. See, I can't stream everyone, and I want to so badly. It's been so long since I've streamed Carbon, and now they're showing me why I was very wrong to not do so, because that was a great watch. But at the end of the day, it will be Wurst coming away with a victory here. and they're going to improve their record to a very impressive 8-1 on the season. So indeed, for Wurst, they came in a little bit later through the season, about halfway through or so, but getting in their 8th victory here, strong record. Their only loss came to Neutrons, and that was their 3rd match, and only lost that one by 2 points total on the scoring differential. So it wasn't a big loss by any stretch, but the rest of the way here, Wurst has been doing a great job. They put up some major scoring efforts across their games, hitting those 30 to 40 point marks across 2 and 3 round series in their weeks of play. So that is, in that sense as well, a big testament to Carbon and how great their defense was and how hard of a match that they were for Wurst. Because if you look at Wurst, who's been scoring, in the last games, 24 points, 29 points, 32 points, 40 points in their recent matches. Carbon held Wurst to a total of, 21. So drastically lower than their average scoring output. So that's a big testament to Carbon and their ability on the defensive line. Did a phenomenal job there. But yeah, the results are as they are, and which is to say, a victory the way of Wurst will be the 14 points leading the way from Fish Goes Swim. Yeah, Bowzerk with 7 points. Fiji Equinox with 4 saves. Fish with a couple nice saves and snags as well. And 43 stuns. I mean, a lot of impressive stats there. Kitty Stub with an assist and a steal, stuns. Just a lot of great things being shown there on stream today. Over on the side of Carbon, they found themselves with the 12 points there for Jay Devlin. Sorry about that. 3 points for Big Bot. Had a save and a few steals there. Angelic Sniper. Tickle Britches. 1 assist and 8 saves. Super, super impressive on that end as well. And yeah, big efforts all around. But that said, that's the last stream to my knowledge for now. We do have a OCE match later on in the evening. About 2.5 hours from now, it looks like. And yeah, that will be, let's see, Breach and Clear versus Blazing Claws. So that'll be a fun watch for sure. Tune in for that. That's going to be at 11:30 Pacific time. Otherwise, 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. Trying to do the conversions, but one day I'll get that mental math. Every time I try to do math on stream, I just embarrass myself. But I know it's UTC +7, I'm pretty sure, for OCE. But anyway, that'll be in the near future, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I'm going to go finally get my lunch/dinner in. Crack open some Dr. Pepper. Non-sponsored, of course, but maybe one day. And yeah, it's been fun. I will give a big thanks to our sponsors in Pro2 VR, VR Cover, Rebuff Reality, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net for all their support to the community and to the league as a whole. Always appreciative of that for sure. Of course, shout-outs as always to our amazing mods, Wit, Nada, Gilligan, Sneaky Evil, Princess Alikos, Dano McFabulous, and Echo Zero. Once more, the lifeblood of the league, helping things run as smoothly as possible in a league with 1,100 plus players now. It's a mammoth of a task, and they handle it oh so well. But from my end, I've been Palidore. That was Adam R. Fly joining me on the cast, the 3 matches prior to this one. Also had Sir Dimwee, Rocks Titan, So Much for Subtlety, and probably some others over there on Channel 1 streaming today. So shout out to them and big thanks. And yeah, good games. Be happy, healthy, safe, and good to each other. Everyone there in the Twitch chats and in the Echo community. We'll see you again real soon. Have a great night. Goodbye, children. Pally Father out.